Hey, this is Pastor Frank with a follow-up to our service last Sunday. You know, it says in Matthew 23:23, Jesus is speaking with the religious leaders of the day, and he's laying into them in the 23rd chapter of Matthew. And in Matthew 23:23, he says, you Pharisees are hypocrites. And he says, you guys are tithing of certain things, but you've neglected the weightier things of the law, like justice and mercy. Our God is a God of justice and a God of mercy. Our God is a God that expects his people to be people that would demonstrate these character qualities of God. God is a God of justice and a God of mercy. He expects us to be people of justice and mercy. Last Sunday was Civil Servant Sunday. Last Sunday was a very special Sunday where we took time out of our outline of messages and what we're doing on Sunday mornings to honor the civil servants here in our city of Irvine. We had the police chief here, we had our fire chief here, we had Lieutenant Gary Wyatt come up and speak, and he just told his spiritual journey of him being a police officer, him being raised in a Christian home, raised on the mission field, and yet he had to deal with his own spiritual journey of meeting and knowing and following Jesus. And it was a really good Sunday for us as a church family to honor people that serve us. I love what the fire chief said last Sunday. He said, on your worst day, when you dial us 911, it's your worst day. And he says, when it's your worst day, we want it to be our best day. I love that. You know, our God is a God that serves us, and he expects us to serve one another. And there are people, certain people in our community that this is their life to come when we need them. And so last Sunday was such a great Sunday. Hey, I hope that you were blessed last Sunday. If you didn't get a chance to see the service, go online and watch it. It was awesome. And I got to tell you, afterwards in the Family Life Center, I was sitting next to the police chief and the fire chief, and as people were telling their stories about, you know, instances where they had to call 911 and they were just talking. I mean, it was so fun to watch these two guys just laugh. I think it's so great that they can just hear people telling stories and how much they appreciate what these guys do and what they represent. Hey, talk about justice and injustice. This last Sunday we need to be praying for people in London as we had another terrorist bombing. Talk about injustice happening right in the world in which we live. May we, as followers of Jesus, continue to do what God calls us to do. This next Sunday, we're going to be right back in our series on Tell Me a Story. We're going to be looking at Jesus' famous story of who's your neighbor? Who is your neighbor? If God calls us to love our neighbors, well, who is our neighbor? Somebody asked Jesus that, and he says, let me tell you a story. And next Sunday, we're going to be unpacking that. So, hey, God bless you, Woodbridge. God's doing great things, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. God bless you. Bye-bye.